take an NCLEX review, take an NCLEX review. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so, hey, what's up, guys? So being a nurse, you know that there's that one test that all throughout nursing school you're thinking about, and that test is the NCLEX. Like, so everyone dreads the NCLEX. We just want to come and give you some study tips, a little advice on how to pass the NCLEX. Yeah, so thank God we passed our NCLEX on the first time, because it's one of those things, like, you build up and you build up and you like make it out to be this scary monster, and like, so if you build it up to be like that, it kind of is like that when you go in. So I feel like for both of us it was kind of like this unknown scary test. So we've made like a little list of tips and tricks on ways we think worked for us that you can pass the test on the first time and maybe feel a little less nervous about it. So tip number 1, read each question one time. Don't make it more than it is. 9 times out of 10 your gut is right. Go with it. Don't change your answer. Move on to question number 2. And go based off of the experience you received on the floor. So by the time you take the NCLEX, you will have gone through multiple clinicals. Remember the knowledge that you gained from that. Use that towards your test. That's the best knowledge that you've gotten. Everything that you've read in the textbooks is great, but there's nothing that amounts to being on the actual floor. So when you read that question, think of this as like an actual patient that maybe you've treated or you could have treated, and then you'll understand it more too. Don't get caught up in the hype of all the NCLEX reviews that are out there. So I feel like I was kind of a victim to that, because people were like, take an NCLEX review, take an NCLEX review, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so like I took a review. I don't want to like bash it, because I think I don't want to reveal which review I took, just because I don't want it to be like a don't take that type thing. I want you to make your own choices. But I will just say I took a review. I did not feel like it helped me at all. When I got into the test, I was like, where is the stuff for my review? You know, so and it was a lot of money to take that review, so I felt like kind of like, I don't want to say scammed, but I felt like it was like capitalized on the fact of like, oh, you're fresh out of nursing school, you want to take this review. And like, I didn't feel like it prepared me at all. So
honestly, I feel like this experience on the floor and throughout nursing school prepared me more, honestly.
Patient care always comes first. So remember that. If you think about that when you're doing your questions, the patient always gets treated first. Assess. Before you just go in there and jump and do something, assess. If the patient is having complaints, assess, find out what's going on, and then think of it as if like you're on the floor, you're looking at the patient. Okay, the patient is complaining of this, complaining of that. What can be going on from this point? Don't just look at the first question and the answer that gives you the immediate like action. Because usually they want to make sure that you're going to at least look at the patient first and see what's going on before you just start CPR or something.
Like if they say, oh, the patient is showing like VFib on the monitor, what do you want to do first? You want to go look at your patient.
Check the patient, right? Because the monitor could be wrong, it could be artifacts, it could be anything. So you don't want to just run in there with your with your pads and like be like, all right, let's go, because the patient might be like, what are you doing? You know, so assess.
Definitely. Ooh, this is my favorite. Eat a balanced breakfast. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I can't think straight if I don't have a balanced breakfast. So eat a balanced breakfast, your brain is good, your body is good, and you feel good, and you just feel more prepared and ready for it. Okay, so when you're taking the exam, do not focus on, I did this, do not focus on the people around you.
Because they may be like,
like don't do it. Like just be in your own little bubble, have tunnel vision, just you and the computer, just look at the questions, the answer, don't look around, don't look at like who's leaving. She finished her test before me and I was just like, where are you going? And I watched her walk out of the room and I was just like, that just made it like 10 times worse. So don't focus on anyone but yourself. It's you and the exam.
Okay, so please do not freak out if your test goes past question number 75. I know we've all heard about like the coveted 75 questions. Like when my test hit 74 and then like I was on the 75th question, I answered it and I'm like, oh, please Jesus, let me be one of those people that only get 75 questions. And then I clicked submit and then like my screen went blue and I was like, you know, so like I was so excited, but then like I tried to keep it down because like there are a lot of people still in there, and my sister was like a couple seats down from me, and like she just said she got like watched me walk out.
I watched her like walk out of the room and I'm just like
so but if you are one of those people that like goes past 75, don't freak out. That does not mean that you failed. Like I said, she got more than 75 questions. Here we are, we're both
RNs.
Exactly.
I mean, so don't freak out. Don't let that like get into your head and make you freak out and then make you not pass. If you begin to feel overwhelmed, pray. Like pray. Like just take a moment. Like close your eyes if you have to. Don't fall asleep though.
You can never pray too much.
Yeah.
Also, just take a deep breath. Like if you're starting to like feel anxious and like worried and you're looking around, you're just like, okay, let me check myself. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then just go back in.
Keep a steady pace. Don't get stuck. So like if you come to a question that you don't understand or you don't remember or you're like really struggling between two answers, just pray, pick one, and move on.
And leave it
alone. It's better to miss that one question than to like linger over it and miss like who knows how many more if you run out of time. Okay, so make sure that you don't wear like your hair in a way that's going to be distracting to you. You don't want your hair to be something that you like unknowingly like play with the whole time during your test, because it's distracting for you, and instead of like doing your critical thinking, you'll be like twirling your hair. So please don't go to nursing forums before the test. All nurses and all that stuff like that, don't do it. They have all kind of horror stories on there, and so I kind of walked into the NCLEX like, because I had like read all this crazy stuff. I would just like spend hours like just scrolling through like people's stories and like people saying how their NCLEX experience was and how this was, how that was, and like I said to myself, oh my god, like, you know. So it was just, don't do that to yourself. If anything, you can look at like people's tips and ideas, but I wouldn't like go through reading like full-on experiences, because everybody's experience is different. And you don't want to go into it like thinking already a certain way.
Next tip, definitely leave the test at the testing center. Do not take it home with you. Do not take it to work with you. Leave it there. Whatever is done is done. The results are in. You cannot change it. Just leave it there.
Whatever the results are, they are. Don't worry about it. Just go have some fun, see a movie, go shopping, do something, go to the spa, anything. Just don't even think about it.
Yeah, it's done. It's over with.
Don't freak out when you come to those questions maybe that you don't know, because the NCLEX is, you're not going to know everything. So just do what you do know, pay attention, give your all to what you do know, and then those things that you don't know won't matter. One that I really love, and I did this, keep your test date a secret.
Yes.
I did not tell anybody when I was taking the NCLEX. I kept it to myself. I didn't want people like pressuring me. I didn't want to feel pressure like, girl, did you pass? Like, I didn't tell anybody. I silently signed up for the test. I silently went and took the test. I silently suffered for my results, which I'm telling you, don't do that. Just let it go. So and I didn't let, like I said, don't let anybody know. You can let like your family know. Of course, like my mom knew, you know, my husband knew, but don't tell anybody that you don't feel like you just really want to tell, because only tell the people that are going to be there for you. Like, God forbid if you don't pass, like that can provide support for you if you need it. Not people that are going to be like, girl, you didn't do this. How did you like, no.
So when you pass it, you're going to feel so good about it. So definitely pay for it yourself. You're going to say, this is something I paid for, it's something I accomplished, and I just feel so proud of it.
Plus, I feel like if you pay for it yourself, like you'll be more inclined to study harder for it, because like you don't want to waste your money, right?
Oh yeah.
So like, use that as like motivation. So another thing I recommend is taking like a very short breather between graduation and taking the NCLEX.
Definitely.
You know, you just graduated. I mean, you've already gone through so much. Nursing school is very hard, and now you're about to go take this big test that determines if you get your license or not. And again, some people will disagree. I feel like, you know, go with what you feel is right for you. But for me personally, I passed on the first time, so did she. We both took like a very short break between graduating nursing school and taking the NCLEX, because I just felt like mentally I needed that breather.
Yeah, you need a mental
I wanted the time to prepare and study. Of course, I did that review that I didn't have to do, but I just feel like no more than a month for sure. I would not go over a month, but just take a couple weeks to like kind of recoup.
Kind of balance it out. Don't be the crazy like study every day, all day for 6 weeks. Like, don't do that. That's just overstudying. You're just going to tire yourself out mentally, and you'll be exhausted by the time it's time for your exam. So just take it easy.
And the last tip that we have for you guys, remember, you have made it this far already. You have graduated from nursing school. You're a competent nurse. Have faith in yourself. No matter what the results of your NCLEX exam are, they do not define who you are as a nurse. But we know that you guys are going to pass it on the first time, okay? All it determines is if the state feels like you're ready for a license or not.
Exactly.
Those are just some things that we did or wish we would have done differently. But I hope that this is helpful to anybody who's going to be preparing for the NCLEX. But that's pretty much it. Bye.